Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Sammy,
Rudy,
and
Andy.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I am your host, Jamie Paredes, and joining me as always are my brothers, Bobby and Rudy. Say hello, boys.
hello.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
And we are brought to you, as always, by the Farmhouse at 3rd in Delaware in the historic River Market area. Farm to table fresh, some of the best brunch you will find in town. Make sure you go down there and see our cousin, Chef Vince.
Woo!
And, man, that is making me hungry. Woo, that looks good.
I need to get some better pictures, some new pictures.
We need
Awesome. So, we wanted to announce that we have come to terms with our third brother. All the financial details have been worked out. We've crossed the T's and dotted the lowercase J's.
I was hoping you didn't miss that opportunity. That was solid.
I've been planning that one all day. No, little Wayne's World throwback.
Wayne's World 2.
So Wayne's World 2, yes.
But if you heard the intro, there was an extra name there. Who was this extra person?
Andy,
well,
who's that?
we have reached an agreement with our brother, and here he is, our brother Andrew Paredes. Oh, looks just like him. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hey.
thank you very much.
Oh man,
Pleasure to be here. We
we had to play him on. Yes. Is that Paul Schaefer? No, that wouldn't be Paul Schaefer.
Band's great tonight.
Man,
hot.
yeah.
Hot.
Is that the Roots? That's not the Roots. Who is that? What band is that?
That's the late. I don't know. Kevin. It's a super group. It's Kevin Eubanks, Paul Schaefer,
all together. What's the other?
That was Conan's drummer, Max Weinberg.
What's the Colbert guy that's no longer there?
John Baptiste.
There it is. That's the guy.
Yeah, they're hot.
Welcome. I wanted to do that.
Yes.
So we formally shed the label of this being a parenting podcast, and now we're just four guys hanging out, just talking smack.
Yeah. So
awesome.
We're glad
I'm here for it.
Yeah, we're glad to have you aboard. Tell us what. I don't know. I'm trying to act like some hard hitting.
Tell us about all the studying you did to prepare for your gig as a new regular featured member of this podcast.
Yeah, well, I've spent the last couple weeks, I guess, maybe or wherever you suggested I come on.
Hold on, if he dies, we get extra ratings.
Rudy's choking on a chicken bone here. Put your hands up.
Not planned, I promise. Just went down the wrong pipe. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. The last 2 weeks I've been listening to catch up because honestly, I hadn't listened to much before that. That's I think because I got so much of it every week on Sunday. Damn! Hey, Lilo. That it's like, all right, yeah. And on Sunday we just recap what was talked about. Mom gives you her review of the episode, so it's like,
I have noticed that like Sundays have become, what did Mom think of the podcast, and what did Mom think of it? She just gives us all, oh, I like when you guys did this, and oh, Rudy, you cussed too much, and that kind of thing. So I do notice that, like that's what Sundays have become. So you are absolutely correct.
Yeah, but I do realize obviously I'm missing a lot of stuff. So I thought it was good because I did hear stories I heard the beginning of or the setup, or let's tease it. Let's save it for the pod. But anyway, no, yeah, I didn't want to get on here and just like retread old stories or old topics or whatever. So I wanted to at least know what you guys had talked about. So yeah, I think you said Parker maybe said it's been getting better, and you could definitely see it's gotten better.
Nice. Well,
Pretty good,
will.
then.
I didn't say it was good.
Yeah.
It's gotten
Well,
better.
Bobby had alluded to, like when we originally talked about this episode 1, the pilot, which is our highest rated episode to this point, but we talked about it being a parenting podcast and blah, blah, blah. And that didn't really seem like that floated your boat so much.
No, that was one of the turnoffs for me originally, because I am already very self-conscious about my parenting, about my skills, about like anytime the kids are acting up.
Do you have skills with the bow staff?
No,
Nunchuck
just,
skills.
but I can throw a football over those mountains.
Oh man!
So
all right, as long as you do that.
I'll take you out back and show you. But I just, anytime the kids are acting up in public and I've got to step in, I've got to do something, I feel like everyone's judging me. I don't feel that you guys judge me at the house, but it's just a natural thing, right? Like you just, like people are looking.
That's where the pinch under the arm,
a good
pinch, and then they start crying, like, and then you're like, oh, are you okay? And pinch him again.
You twist it. You twist. You get to do the pinch with a twist at the end. That'll get them. But
it's like a purple nurple technique.
And see, I think the point of the podcast originally, the brainchild, if you will, was the fact that all 4 of us, I think, come at it in different ways. But then I also started thinking, like, just smack them. Well, you can't do that anymore. Like, you can't smack your kids anymore.
Well, you can, but it's frowned upon.
It's frowned upon, right? So,
just hit them in the meaty part.
I got the impression right away too that I was like, oh, my techniques, or just my way of doing things are going to be ridiculed if I'm on here.
Yeah, no, I would just beat them till the white meat shows. And so,
yeah, that's
little Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac for you.
Rest in peace.
I raise my voice at the kids, and you can tell when I go into that mode, like Vanessa's face changes. Like, who is that? And it's funny because it makes her have to go to the bathroom. It makes her pee herself. like I've from once or twice I've turned it on from she's annoying me. All right, and like that's it and whatever. And I'm looking at her and screaming, and she's just like, I gotta go potty. And so it's like, like that's.
So is it safe to say you scared the piss out of her?
Yes. No, that's literally what happened.
And I think that's what parenting is. You got to and I said this on an earlier podcast, but every kid is different. You can't treat every kid. That's why when people write parenting books or people are on Good Morning America or whatever Jamie was watching, like, you can't do the same thing with every kid. Like, you're going to find out along the way, ooh, I know I can get to Vanessa with that. Or, ooh, I know that scares that one. And it's not about scaring. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying in general, you find what you can do and what you can't do with certain kids.
I find a universal one is that I use with Avery. It's, she won't go brush her teeth. You can either, or what is it? I can whip you, or you can go brush your teeth, and then, or how is it?
Either go brush your teeth.
I can whip
you.
Or
I can whip you, and then you go brush your teeth.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that one. And it's funny. You know what I tell my kids all the time, and it just came back because I think it was Macy, or no, I think it was Manny that turned it on me. But I don't know if it was Mom. It was Mom that said it to us. But like, hey, I want that pair of shoes. Well, you can want in one hand, the other, and see which one fills up faster.
You have said that for so long, and to me, I know that as a line from grumpier old men. So every time you say that, I think of Burgess Meredith, 90-plus-year-old Burgess Meredith, saying that to Jack Lemmon as like a zinger.
So I've never seen that before. I know what movie you're talking about. You're obviously talking about the original, not the Walter Matthau.
The sequel. So they made 2 movies, Jack Lemmon and Walter. I love that we're going here first. Yeah. Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau did Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men.
Right. I've never seen either, but I worked at Blockbuster during those times.
So you know the cover.
So Jamie should know.
Was it a Jamie pick?
It was not a Jamie pick.
I never got to do any picks when I worked at Blockbuster.
Your picks were terrible.
But I
didn't? How did you not have a pick?
they didn't stop doing that when I started working there. But when I started working there, an old lady and she had pressed her car in drive instead of reverse, and she gunned it through the store window. And so I came into work that day. I'm like, what the hell is this? And the manager's like, yeah, go ahead and take whatever you want. It's all, insurance is going to take care of all it. And so I'm collecting the Rocky box set. I have all these big, it was insane. I walked out of there with like tons of VHS.
VHS. All right, I was going to say VHS or DVDs. Those are VHS.
So,
that was VHS.
So I worked at Blockbuster before you then. Is that correct?
You started, and then we kind of overlapped at a time.
Okay, because I remember Rudy's Picks, and I had Friday and Mallrats, and I'm sure I had Goonies up there. Austin Powers, I think, had just come out. I don't know, but anyways, how did we get to Blockbuster, dude?
Because you were talking about shitting in one hand.
Movies.
I'll tell you what, shit in one hand, or put one in one hand and shit in the other, and see which one fills up faster. So Mom told me that, and I've told that to my kids since they were knee high to a grasshopper. And Manny the other day threw it back on me when I said, I think I was talking about a Bronco. Oh man, I really want a Ford Bronco. And he's like, well, one in one hand and shit in the other. And I was like, damn it. The teacher has no way.
Become the teacher.
The people has become the teacher or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, he blew my mind. But
well, Andrew, one that you can use, and I use this one often, is like we'll be out for a walk or whatever, and you hear the ice cream man going, dinging his bell or whatever. Well, not dingling his bell, but ringing the bell. And then Avery gets all excited, like, "Ooh, ice cream!" And then you just tell them that means that they're out. When they're out of ice cream, they ring the bell.
That's the best part of being a parent. Kids are so dumb.
You can tell them anything.
They don't know anything.
Yeah. Like when she tries to run across the street without holding my hand, I said, "See those?" And I'll point out the oil stains in the street. Those are spots for where kids got hit by a car, or where they got run over by a car. And and so then she'll hold my hand.
That's awful.
Do what you got to do.
The opposite approach here is that we try to be honest as possible as we can with a little child. But she has books that she reads. There's this company, I don't know if I should say it, it's not a sponsor yet, but they make toys and make books and stuff that are they are age appropriate as kids go on. So it's a subscription service, and they'll send you some stuff or you can buy whatever. So we got some books. One of the most recent books we have is about a goldfish dying. And it's explaining death to a child. So it's Vanessa's favorite book.
What's more vulnerable than a peach?
That was good.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, so it's a book about death, and so it's her favorite book though. She wants to read the fish book. I forget what the fish's name. George. I want to read George or whatever. So we read it, but then she'll finish the book. And we think we're doing good. We're teaching her about life or whatever a little bit, or kind of introducing the idea, because we had a dog pass away. We've been to a couple funerals already in the last year. So she's heard death and dead and a couple times. And now we finished the book, and she always says, "But I don't want to get dead. But and I'm gonna miss you when you're dead." Like, she just starts saying all stuff like, maybe we could have held off on the harsh realities for
Can I have your watch when you were dead?
Yes.
What'd you say, Jamie?
I said Avery's already got my death planned out. She'll be moving, or what is it? She's gonna have this many cats, because we can't have cats in the house because I'm alive. And so when I'm dead, she's gonna have all these cats, and she's pretty excited about it.
Sounds fun.
Go ahead, Rude.
That's what
So she doesn't have your death plan. She has your post-death. Her post-death.
She knows how she's going to celebrate.
I thought she was gonna like come behind you with chloroform and like kill you, and then knife you in the neck or something. She had planned it.
No, not like that.
While you fall asleep on the couch watching a Royals game, she was gonna come from behind.
But going back a couple thoughts here to kind of regroup us here, back to me binging the podcast, because I've picked up on, I pick up on so many references that Rudy makes that go right over your guys' head, and I'm always texting him about it as I'm watching it, and and what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, and then I just feel like every topic so far, I've had something I wanted to say, and I'm sitting here talking to myself while I'm listening to it. But I'm like, I want to talk about the Corey Haim and the Lost Boys came up at one point. I was like, oh, I got just some thoughts. It's just a thought. You guys were talking about Worlds of Fun the other day. I've got some Worlds of Fun stories, and I want to hear more Blockbuster stories too.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So when we finished last night with John Bailey, we kind of talked afterwards, and we brought up Blockbuster, and he seemed really excited about Blockbuster. And I'm like, maybe we should do a side pod about Blockbuster. I mean, kind of a, kitschy little topic there. Blockbuster being that there's one left. So, but he seemed pretty, he wants to hear some. So I've got some people in mind that we could reach out to, people we used to work with at Blockbuster that can talk.
Did I tell you the story of, and maybe I should save it for then, but the story of I'm going to rewind the tape, there's rewinders back behind the counter or whatever. And I stick one of those, I open up the case and Roach pops out. Yeah. Good time. Good times.
We worked off of 24 Highway and Sterling. So
not all that surprising.
Right. Yeah. I think we're going to blow all of our Blockbuster stories here, but I opened one and there was a porno in it. And
what was it called? Saving Ryan's Privates.
Edward, I think it was Edward Penis Hands, but no, we did put it in it didn't say porno on it. We took it, we knew it wasn't one of ours, so we put it in the machine, and there was a ninja, and he it was anyway.
So this was like a professionally manufactured tape, though, right? This wasn't just like someone's home movie, right?
It wasn't a home movie, but it also didn't have labels on it. But anyways, the funny part of the story. Go ahead, Bob. What you got?
Hold on. This is a good time to point out that how our mother says porno.
Does
Pono.
She say?
Pono.
Pono. Haven't you ever heard her say that?
She says
no.
Pono.
I probably didn't know that's what she was meaning when she said it.
Pono. She's got a lot of things that she says wrong. Hold on. Let me finish my story. So if you sent a Pono to Blockbuster Video at that point, and you realize, oh crap, here's Ransom, and I put the wrong movie in the clamshell, you'd kind of just let it go, wouldn't you? This dude showed up and said, hey, I sent the wrong video. Do you guys happen to have it?
Can I have my filth back, please?
Did you give it back to him saying, you're bigger in person, or you're bigger than I expected?
I gave it back to him, but I put lotion all over my hand and I gave it back to him. And
you should have said, sir, could you, what was the name of that video? And had him go.
The video, please.
So all I can think about is the scene in, what is it, Clerks, where he's rattling off the names of the.
I'm sitting here trying to think of any of those
Happy
names.
Scrappy Hero Pup.
Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
That's all she wanted was Happy Scrappy Hero Pup. She loves it.
Come on, Eileen. Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway,
the KY connection.
The KY connection.
And all this started because we asked Andrew for his thoughts on the first 19 episodes.
I've got more, and I wish I would have. See, here's the thing. I wanted that before we started recording to be kind of like my little brainstorming session, make some notes, things I wanted to say, but I was having so many technical issues that I wasted all that time. So.
Yeah, normally one of us does. The other day, my camera didn't work, and it took us a while. Bobby will have to reboot. It usually happens.
I'll put some more thoughts together for next time. But yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's gotten better, and it's been frustrating. I think you even mentioned, Rudy, at one point the idea of FOMO. It's like when I first said, "Oh yeah, you guys do it." I mean, if I'm being honest, I didn't know that you guys would still be doing it at this point. I thought it was like
you didn't think we would do the smashing success that we are.
Right.
People would want our autographs as we walk down the aisle in the grocery store.
48 views on that Andy Yoakum video. So,
which I told Rudy,
and I think 30 of them are me. But go ahead.
one of the him doing the makeup bit was the best one.
That was actually
legit good. Like,
Dude.
because I kind of wasn't watching the whole time, and I looked down and I looked up and that was really
I'm
good.
like, what the hell's he doing? And yeah, and it's been like that because we had for example, when Miranda came on and we were getting towards the end of it, and she just brought out her Toast-It notes.
Yeah, that was good.
What is she doing? She's going rogue. She's trying to steal the show from us. But it worked. Yeah, she went off script. And, you know, Five Below loved it, and they want her to have her own segment, which I think we're probably going to do.
I like
Slow down. We don't need Miranda getting bigger than us. I mean, come on.
I think her embarrassment over EA Sports Get to the Game was humbling enough.
Yeah. I think they went rogue there as well.
I don't think she's too big for her britches now.
EA Sports. Yeah. So
we went to go ahead.
Well, we're looking forward to having Andrew now as part of the Andrew. I at some point we'll talk about the Andy versus Andrew.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it.
So we want to talk about our new intro,
yes.
Or do we want to talk about the draft topic?
Let's talk about
the intro first, because the people have heard the intro. Maybe even play it again. And let's just because I love to hear it. It's music to my ears.
Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Jamie,
Rudy,
and
Andy.
Yes.
Hold on, you've got to bite your lip first of all.
I saw him biting his lip. I was going to say something about that.
I can see El Guapo in the background kicking his.
I know.
That's what I was trying to do there.
Yeah, it's hard to do when you're sitting down, but yeah, biting your lip is a must. And so this Sunday, Andrew came in, and you know what I liked the most about it? I was the first one there, and then Andrew came in, and he's like, I got this, I don't remember how you announced it, but it was so like you were so confident in it. You're like, I got this. Like, let me play this for this thing that you guys have been doing for 4 months. I got this that's gonna make it better. And I'm kind of in the back of my head rolling my eyes, like, yeah, what? As soon as he played it, I'm like, that's got to be on our next show. Like, that's a must. Like, I absolutely loved it, and I love the confidence you came in with. Like, this is gonna make your show better. And
then by the time I came in, I was the same way as Rudy. And then both Rudy and Jamie are telling me, oh, we've got the new intro for the show. I'm like, hold on now. I've got a third of the vote here. Because this was before you came on. I've got a third of the vote. I think I should be able to offer my unbiased opinion before, we decide to move forward with this new intro. And then they played it for me, and I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, it can't be anything else. I mean, that's amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I know what you
got that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I first off, I never felt more confident in anything in my life. Just play that on a loop at my funeral. But I was listening, and I just thought, you guys need something. And I remember because I had at one point started talking about doing a podcast with some buddies of mine, and we were just talking about movies. And I remember we did like a little brief talk about what would the intro be. And it's like, we got to keep it short, got to keep it like just to the point, maybe just something that's kind of like a little earworm, get in and get out, that kind of stuff. So I kind of knew, all right, let's keep it short. I knew just the movie clips are perfect for all of our movie references. The song Three Amigos is just right up the alley. I just knew as I was doing it how good it was gonna be. I don't know. I remember telling Kaylee that I had worked on, because I worked on it for probably a day, and this was but that's 3 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and like so I'm sleeping half the time. But we also went to the anniversary party, so I wasn't doing it then. So I only really worked on it for maybe an hour or two, maybe. So it didn't take long. I was so happy that it came together the way it did, because I had an idea. I thought, okay, I think I can record the music. I think I can find the clips and isolate them. I think I could do. And so then once you just start laying everything on top, and I was like, this actually works beautifully. And Yeah.
In just in case, on the rare chance that cousin JJ is listening, that is from the Three Amigos, the movie that you refused to watch. So
Terrible.
but what about the names?
Yeah, hold on before you get the names, because that's where my comment is going. Good thing we all have names that are have been in
common
movies.
enough.
Yeah, imagine if one of our names was something really out there that Apple or Braxton, or just something that isn't really all that common. Try finding that in a movie. That would be a lot more difficult.
Yeah. It started too because I remember thinking that Jamie from Jingle All the Way, like him just yelling it, would have been a perfect drop for any time you say something that goes too far, like hit him with a Jamie, And so I just started hearing things. I was like, okay, well, we can use it here, we can use it there, yeah. But I thought about just waiting until we were here because I knew I was going to come on. It's like, I'll just play it for you guys here and surprise you. But I wasn't that confident, I guess, because I was like, oh, this could really be bad. But yeah.
No, it worked out, and I thought it was great. So,
and just like you described it, Rudy, I remember like watching your face because I was like, I don't think he really even. I didn't know how to set it up. I just said, I was kind of listening to the podcast and just kind of felt like this might work might be exactly what you guys want, and I could tell the moment when it clicked of like, oh,
yeah, no, it was solid. It was solid from the jump. So and I felt Jamie was kind of the same way because you were the third one in. And I'm like, dude, you got to listen to this. And you're kind of like, yeah, whatever. But
so
I said no. I think you said something about we have the new intro or something. And I said no. Like just smart ass. Yeah, no, you don't. No.
So we look forward to having Andy as part of the regular cast every week to talk about all our rantings and our things.
Figured I had to earn my keep somehow.
Let me. Yeah. So you pulled the Bobby.
If I provide the intro, there's no way they can keep me out, right? Like,
good point.
It's kind of like an anchor baby. Isn't that what they?
Yeah, he's oh no! I got the perfect line. You're stuck with us now.
Yes.
Stuck with us now. So at my wedding,
that's a movie reference too, right?
Is it really? Well, no. I'm gonna skip the movie reference. I'm gonna talk about how.
Wait, what was that from?
You want to think about it for just a sec? I'm not saying you'll pull it, but it's a movie you've all seen multiple times. It's not like a joke in the movie. It's just a line from the movie.
In my mind, all I can think about is my wedding back in 1997. So young Andy gets on the microphone and tells my wife, "Welcome to the family. You're stuck with us now."
No, I have no idea.
What's it from?
Selena. When she marries Chris and she comes and they announce it to the family, the sister says, "You're stuck with us now."
It is Selena's.
Selena's with an S.
Selena y los Dinos. Wow. So you had seen Selena and you were throwing movie lines that early. Wow.
I just thought, they're going to let me say something. They're not going to give it to me for too long. So let me just.
So you got to hit and get out.
Yeah.
Wow. Like drop the mic like George Costanza. I'm out.
Well, I don't know how.
Flat on top.
Yeah. Wow.
I wanted to drop that on you because as much as you guys always reference
we make fun of you, I think I even recycled that in your wedding toast. So I did Andrew's wedding toast, which is probably the best wedding toast.
100%. I was going to tell you this. Kaylee's family loved it, or at least I know one of her uncles told me weeks later, like, that was probably the best man speech I've ever heard. I wouldn't blow smoke. So yeah,
unmemorable.
It was the best. In fact, it was so good that Bobby posted it on YouTube. My own brother. You did. You posted it on YouTube. It's out there somewhere. I can never find it though. Sometimes I'll hit on it and I'll find it, but I don't know. You posted it, and yeah, it's kind of amazing. It was great. It was well developed. I practiced it every week, so I didn't need a piece of paper to look at or anything like that, like an amateur, and I nailed it. So Thank you. But I did recycle that line and use it back on you, which I thought was kind of a nice way to tie it all up.
It was.
Bring it
That's
full
the
circle.
showmanship.
Absolutely. And then I should have just dropped the mic at that point. But did I go first, or did her maid of honor go first?
I believe you went first, because it's kind of hard to. It was hard to follow that, and it was kind of.
And then I felt bad that I lit the stage on fire
because
she came up to me afterwards, and she's like, I thought you said you were nervous and you didn't think yours was any good. I'm like,
Oh man.
You know, what can I say?
Dynamite.
Shout out to Ashley, the maid of honor. I'm gonna do more shout outs. That way I can tag those people in the post for this thing and say, hey, you mentioned, go watch it.
That was our goal.
If you haven't noticed, we've had a lot fewer. I mean, we need some listeners. We need some viewers.
And that was my goal too. Let's name people and I'll tag them. But then, like, so for instance, yesterday I went to yoga class. Jamie was supposed to go to yoga class with me. Thrive Yoga, shout out to Thrive Yoga, blah, blah, blah. And I would tag them. But then I'm thinking, I'm going to tag Thrive Yoga, and Maya's going to come and watch this. And 30 minutes into it, she's going to be like, what the hell? Like, why am I tagged in this? And she's going to turn it off. And then in the 31st minute, Thrive Yoga. Shout out to Thrive Yoga. Anyways, look for Thrive Yoga social medias.
You guys should go to my buddy Brandon. He does personal yoga classes. You can do them online. You can do them in person. He'll come to your place. And I think he does teach at a studio somewhere. I don't remember where, though, at this point. But shout out to Brandon. So I'm going to tag him now, too.
No, shout out to Thrive Yoga.
Hey, there's no shout out limit.
That's
true. The competing yoga.
But what if we have yoga beefs? We start a yoga beef.
I think they're mostly vegans and vegetarians.
That sounds very yummy.
I was going to say, that sounds delicious.
Is that's pitch that to John for a longboards.
Your next rap, it's got to be a yoga beef.
Man, I was last night. Like, I get that he's like your old friend. And you guys talked a lot about Holy Cross, and that was a big fear too of mine on coming on the show or being a host on the show. Is I was like, you guys are going to be talking about so many things that I don't know because I wasn't there. And whenever I talk about my childhood or whatever, you guys don't know any of my friends or weren't there for my stuff. And so I was like, okay, yeah, they're just going to talk about that. But then half the episode was about longboards, and I'm like, I could talk longboards all day because we go there all the time. Kaylee's mom insists we go every time she's in town.
What's your order? What's your order at longboards?
Used to do Cabo beef. I've started doing Cabo chicken just to try to, be a little bit better. Yeah, that was me.
I was always Cabo beef, and then Miranda told me the other day, you got to go Cabo chicken, and she was 100% right.
The last time I went, though, I was ordering online, and there was like an online exclusive, and I think they do those kinds of specific sandwiches for certain locations, like for a week or something. They're all different. Right. This one I think was called Captain Ron, but it had like bacon, steak. The garlic potato salad that they have there is fantastic. That was in the wrap. There was an egg, I think. I don't know. It was huge, but it was
making my stomach.
Sorry, I know this is your dinner time, guys.
My tripas.
No, I saw one because I've been all over their social media lately, tagging them and stuff like that. But I remember I shared a post before I knew John was even involved with longboards. I tagged because they had a Mahomes wrap that had like flaming hot Cheetos and ketchup in it, and I'm like, what? But
well, I remember being with Bobby at one point. I don't know where we were or what. I think we were in a car or somewhere, but it was around the time we're doing the coffee thing, and she was trying to figure out what we could all do together if that didn't work. And I just remember saying, I was like, there's a place called Longboards that does wraps. It's kind of a Hawaiian style thing, but I know there's a few around, and I didn't know what their status was or what they were. And it's just funny that turns out because you hadn't heard of it at that time.
Saved by the Bell Hawaiian style.
Damn it! I did want to say that.
Yeah. But yeah, I could tell Bob was trying to. So, what are your franchise?
Yeah, I could tell.
Like
I may have been asking for a certain family that
he's like, you didn't put in on this, man.
But
I got the stiff arm.
But that thought, the idea of going back to like us doing something as a family, whenever those things have come up, the coffee, the what was it, trash pickup or whatever, all that stuff. I'm always hesitant because it's like I don't have the money to get involved in some of this. I don't know if I have the time. I don't blah blah blah. But then when I started to realize after probably 13 episodes or so, I'm like, oh, I think it's this. I think this has potential.
Oh,
to be,
this here, this
potential to be something we all do together and put build
the
up.
the one thing that doesn't make any money. Yeah,
it doesn't cost any money, and
I think to make some
turn it. You could grassroots this bitch, into something big.
I think to make some money, we would have to avoid talking about roaches in Blockbuster videotapes and people dropping off porns and things like that.
I don't think that's good.
I mean, we'd have to totally change our.
I think we have
programming.
I think we lose our parents as viewers, but that's about it.
I think we can make money if, I get naked or something.
Do it. Do it. Do the truffle shuffle.
What we didn't do is film him riding a bike yet.
What'd you say?
We didn't
haven't filmed you riding a bike yet. That would get some.
So Rudy, I don't think you're going to be able to just pick it up like it's nothing.
I don't think so either.
I think so. That's not a problem.
So going back to that, there's so many things I'm constantly looping back. We haven't even talked about the draft yet. We will get to it, but but I keep trying to loop back. I keep trying to loop back things. I also felt like I was leaving some of you guys out to dry because I wasn't here because Rudy doesn't know how to ride a bike. I also don't know how to ride a bike.
Really?
Yep.
Did we not know that?
I don't think I knew that.
Thanks, big brothers. You guys
what
are
we
always
need
there
to do, I'm immediately thinking contest.
Race.
No.
See which one of the two of
Dude,
you learns how
kind
to
of like
ride.
that video that I showed you. Did I
not
send
even
you guys
saying
that video of those four guys? They were probably in their 40s or 50s, and they were racing.
Racing
They're
on
racing each other.
Yes. We're absolutely going to do that. It was a lady, just for those of you that haven't seen the video, because probably most of you haven't. It was a gal or a guy saying, here's my uncles on Thanksgiving. Every Thanksgiving, my uncles race each other. And so that immediately put in our minds, yes, as late 40 and 50-year-old men, we should race each other every year on a certain day.
One guy pulls up like he's just rolling. He's like busting out of the pack, and then he just like comes up like his knee just explodes or something.
I think I could beat all of you for sure.
What?
For sure, I know I could beat all of you. But my problem would be stopping. Like I don't know how to stop. Like I picture the scene where the young Forrest Gump is running, and all the nuts and bolts start flying off of his little.
I'm sure your nuts would fall off.
And so I picture that, like trying to slow down and just things just breaking and tearing.
We would need like that.
The ripping and the tearing.
I have ludicrous speed.
We would need like that green wall that was at Holy Cross that was underneath the basket, so that if we ran, you could just jump on it or slam into it. It was carpeted, so yeah.
Yeah, I was also thinking like when I'm running in my head, it'd be like, I can't stop. I got to slow down first. Yeah, because I think I would my knees would explode probably.
And by the way, you couldn't beat me.
I would absolutely beat you for sure. No doubt in my mind. I'm as confident as was with that song. I'm that confident that I would beat all.
I think you all in the comments should put you the listeners put the order of finish that you would see if the four of us raced, what the order of finish would be. I would love to see your thoughts in the comments, please.
I think we've got a race, guys.
I think that's
we got to walk off. We got to walk off.
I think we're building up to it.
I'm fine with that. I don't want to do the bike thing, so let's just do that.
Bike challenge between Andrew and Rudy to see who
You
can
do like a triathlon.
I will say this.
I can't swim either.
Oh, I can kind of swim. I couldn't swim to save my life. I can swim from one end of the other pool to one side of the pool to the other.
I wouldn't rescue my children if they were drowning because I can't swim.
I'd look for the longest stick I could find, and but I've also never ridden. I've never ridden a roller coaster.
Whoa.
Here's what sucks about that, because I was like that too for a while. Then I finally started riding about freshman year of high school. Then I loved it. Did it all the time. It was great. Then the last time I went on one, I got I didn't throw up, but I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
So
I
I
would
rode.
go with Quentin because as a divorced dad, and I had time on my hands, we would get the Worlds of Fun pass, season passes, and he and I would just go, and we would go at weird times. So it'd be like at 4:00 on a Wednesday, and there's like nobody there. And so we're like we're literally getting off, running back around, getting on. I mean, I rode like 7 or 8 times in a row.
I've gotten off.
Stupid.
I've gotten off at Worlds of Fun before, but I've just never ridden a roller coaster.
Not in the bathroom. Yeah.
So I used to love riding roller coasters. I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Hold on, time out.
Hold on. Keep going.
Yep.
Keep going.
Hold on. Everybody,
Clearly not Andrew's dog. Clearly not Rudy's dog.
I guess that's just how they were raised.
Guess that's just how they were raised. So, as I was saying, I used to ride roller coasters all the time. I'm an adrenaline junkie, a thrill seeker. And then it was a long time between riding roller coasters. And then I got back on one sometime after 30, 35. And boy, it gave me a headache. I did not feel good afterwards. So, yeah, it was something, I guess, for the young to do because
I can't ride the kiddie rides because those things are like smaller and they go like in tight circles and I get freaking dizzy. I'm like, no, I can't. Sorry.
I can't ride anything. I literally got season passes for me and Macy for this year, and it's got the meal plan on it. So I'm just going to go there to eat, basically, and watch her. She'll make a friend in a line like that, and then she'll just ride with that person all day.
My favorite roller coaster memory, though, was working at Worlds of Fun when they would have ride nights. They have ride nights when you guys worked there?
Yeah.
So, like, after the park would close, like, if park closed at 10 o'clock, from, like, 10:30 or 11 for 2 hours, to be, like, 2 or 3 rides open that you could just keep doing. And I rode I think it was the Timberwolf. And I just kept riding it because I loved it. And then it was the end of the night. And like me and my friends, my coworkers went and we're like, can we just get one more? And they were like closing everything off. They turned all the lights off on the roller coaster. So it was pitch black. You get to that first drop and you just look like you can't see the bottom. You're just going into a black pit. And that was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to die having never ridden one. And I'm okay with that. It's really not that big of a deal, I don't think.
You've not even lived.
But
Well, fellas, should we?
Yeah, I've got so much more I want to keep talking about because I feel like I've been holding on for 19 episodes, and even here I'm like, oh, I want to go back to that. I want to go back to that. I'll try to make notes to come back.
I want to talk about your childhood, and I had brought up about when you were in the production of Shawshank Redemption, and I saw parts of not as a child. I saw parts of you that I care never to see again.
So you're looking at the child's parts?
You know what? Let's move on. So
let's talk about that, though. I would love to talk about that.
All right. So let me introduce it. So this week, in fact, tomorrow and this weekend is the NFL draft. So we thought, let's do something draft related. And one of the running jokes, not really a running joke, I don't think. It's although we do kind of joke about it, is that when our parents are gone, they have some things, some tangible.
That's not funny, Bob.
Oh, no, that part's not funny.
I love my parents.
That's not funny. That's dumb.
My hurt shit like it.
When they are gone, can I have your watch when you are dead? When they are gone, they are going to have things in their house that we are going to want, things from our childhood memories, things that are sentimental to us. And so we've always joked, this is the joking part, that we all want the same items. And so how are we going to figure out how to divvy these up? In my line of business, in my line of work as a professional, I see families all the time fighting over not millions of dollars, but that $25 lamp that meant nothing to no one.
Mira, like, professional.
I'm professional. Like a Winnie the Pooh lamp.
Yeah, we can talk about that. So we thought when it's time to clean out mom and dad's house, how are we going to divvy up all the things that we all want? And so we decided to do
a draft.
And what better time to talk about our family draft than the weekend of the NFL draft?
The day before the NFL draft.
That's when you should have played that drop.
Yeah, it would have been perfect there. The draft chime.
Do you not have it?
I thought we got that before we started.
No, it was a terrible recording of it. It was awful.
Oh.
You're the worst. You had one.
Did you just YouTube draft sound?
Yes, it's a 5-second clip.
I did that for fantasy football draft one time, and it was both the best thing and the most annoying thing of the entire day.
This guy's gonna be fired as the lead of the show.
Terrible.
You know what? I quit.
Thank you. We're gonna have a draft.
That's what I'm here for.
With the first pick in the family draft, the oldest brother, Bobby Paredes, selects.
Whoa. Time out.
What? I'm just talking here.
The draft order?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you think naturally draft order is going to follow birth order?
I would think it would go bottom to top, like worst to best.
No,
I think it would go bottom, middle, top, middle, top.
Bottom, middle, top, middle, top.
That was Mario Brothers, wasn't it?
It was Contra, wasn't it?
Contra. Was it Contra or Mario Brothers?
Mario Brothers, because Contra was.
Let's see some of the options that we have here. No. Is that
well?
No?
Should we draft them? Should we draft them and then show the pictures?
Well, no, I think we need to explain what this is a draft of. It's basically family heirlooms, like ceramic.
A lovely family heirloom. That's from The Grinch. Anyone? The Grinch? Jim Carrey?
No, awful.
Nearly all of these items that Jamie is about to show you are, you know what? They're all ceramics that were made by MLP, Mary Louise Paredes.
Not all of them, are they?
Our grandmother.
Almost all of them.
She didn't make the glow-in-the-dark Santa Claus.
I think. Oh, no.
That was purchased.
The one that you plug in? Yeah, that was purchased. So
this one's a little rough here.
So for my first draft pick, I'll go with this picture of 3 files.
Yes, I've always wanted.
Jamie, you had 2 jobs.
Is this not working? Is this not working for you guys?
I don't see anything.
All I see is the 3 files. Click on them.
I did. Okay, never mind. Forget it. I quit.
Yeah,
get it. We've got to show the pictures.
We need to stage a coup, guys.
I quit.
I quit. That's 2 weeks in a row, and no one got it except
you.
You.
I have a group of friends in college that can quote that. We just text each other random lines from that thing you do.
I quit. You're signing it. I'm signing it. We're all signing it. Steubenville.
A man in a really nice camper wants to put our song on the radio.
Great movie. Probably the best movie ever made. But
that thing you do.
Working out.
It's in the running.
Are you serious?
Hold on. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Can I also say that this whole using the draft as a theme for today was also my idea. So I am really the star here. Like,
I think I would have landed on that one though.
My idea was originally we were going to do something different, not the family draft, but we were going to draft like
let's come up with this draft order because Bobby assumed.
Yeah, I assumed I would be first, being the youngest.
I think we're just going to talk about the draft, like what we do, and like
we got to show people the items that we're drafting.
Well, I'm working on that jerk off.
Somebody take the computer away from Grandpa.
This technology is
the worst.
We let the guy with the Android phone handle everything. What were we thinking?
The worst thing is I got a question.
I'm pretty proud of it.
Do it again.
Do it again.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
When John kept saying Gilbert last night,
I was thinking of that too.
Yeah.
All right, blow this picture up. This is a
there we go.
Picture.
Ooh.
Beautiful picture.
Ooh, I got my eyes on that. I got my eye on you.
This Santa Claus comes out, makes an appearance every Christmas season. It's a plug-in Santa that clearly overheats.
Yes, if it stays plugged in too long, you will burn yourself. So children, don't hug the Santa Claus. You will burn yourselves.
Santa gets really warm.
2nd-degree burns for sure. Don't knock it over. It will burn the house down.
But the best thing is that this has been a staple of every Christmas for, well, let's see, I'm going to be 50 this year. So I don't know, 45, 46. I don't know, for 50 years. I mean, I really don't know how long Santa's been a part of our family.
I mean, I remember being pretty much eye level with that present. Like that's how tall,
Wow.
yeah.
What else we got? What else we got?
That's a high round.
We need to have its measurables right next to it, like
that's a lottery pick. Yeah, I know, right?
Is that a top? That's the first round pick. Does that go in the first four?
At 3'2", 35 pounds, out of Northeast Kansas City.
We should have put a real gaudy suit on it with.
See, now this is and I didn't get a good picture of because there's actual writing on.
Yes, I was hoping you would have gotten the reverse angle.
I did not. So there's actual writing.
Is there a story behind that, Bob? Yeah.
So it's removable. I mean, you can. The top part comes off.
It's a cookie jar, isn't it?
No, it's not a cookie jar. It's a ceramic. It's a 2-piece ceramic. And I think Mom used to store all of Christmas cards inside there.
Sure. That's what Mom used it for, but it's a cookie jar. Anything that comes apart like that, what else would you store in it?
What kind of cookies are you putting in that thing?
You're not putting cookies in there. You're not putting cookies in there.
It's a cookie jar. But anyways,
it can be used for anything. It's a ceramic.
The real Santa would be full of cookies.
You could hide your weed in it. You could hide anything you want to keep cold.
The bottom line, the main thing is that this is also a staple of every Christmas for the last, I don't know, 50 years. And you guys can offer to take this as your draft pick, but the list that Santa's reading from, I think very clearly says.
Oh no!
The letter to Santa was signed by Bobby.
If I draft this, that's getting painted over. On the list, it also says like airplane and teddy bear, because there was also, which I think is now missing, a bag that sat next to the chair with those toys.
Oh, yes, that's right.
There was a bag that had ceramic toys, which is why the things that are painted on that list were ceramic in the bag.
I don't think I've ever seen or known that was a thing.
Yep, that was a thing for sure. And
so this is our grandmother on our father's side. This is one of her famous her special ceramics that she would make when all the old people got together
that's an senior center. She would make it at the senior center, and they all have, it was made by her because she put her initials on everything, so it should have MLP somewhere on it.
Yeah, so it's very valuable. It would sit on our dining room table at our old house growing up, basically every Christmas.
Yeah.
So this next one, what's that?
Another good one, I said.
That one has lights on the inside, different colored lights, green, blue, red, whatever, and they would change. And so lights would come out from the windows and the door on the side.
I imagine this one would also probably catch fire. It looks like it's been through quite a few holidays. Looks like it could use a little paint job.
I'm sure it's also probably, you'd probably get some kind of toxic fumes from it, and it would probably cause cancer in the long run, I would assume.
Probably a little bit of lead in that paint.
What'd you say, Andrew?
What doesn't these days?
Yeah, I know.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah. So, okay.
All right, next.
That was the three there. Let me see. What am I doing here?
Yeah, don't take me back to your inbox. I don't want to see your mail.
Like a Boy Scout, this guy's prepared.
Oh my goodness
gracious! Oh, this is just.
That's the same.
I don't have a lot of the pictures you guys.
There's the Darth Vader.
Let's go to that next one.
Go to next. Go to forward. So another Mary Louise Paredes original. She did a ceramic Darth Vader that I don't know where the light is that goes inside of him, but he used to have a lightsaber you could stick in there inside of his hand, inside of his grip. But now it's just really just the ceramic outside. And I'm going to say I have that, but I don't know. I'd have to go through my storage stuff that's in storage.
What the people should know is Bobby has taken a lot of this stuff.
Hold on. No.
And Mom doesn't want us to fight over this.
That was in my room when I was a kid growing up.
What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
5230 East 6th Street. It was up in my room. Remember, you guys had to share a room, Jamie and Rudy. You had to share the
And
room on the
then
left.
Occasionally, it was in our room.
I had the room on the right. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% sure about
I
that.
will bring it back so it can be part of the draft. So we can. Is that a second round pick or is that a first round pick?
That's down the line a little bit. I don't have any more pictures though, guys. I know you took a whole bunch of them. But...
Rudy, didn't you take a bunch on Sunday of what was in the cabinet?
If I did, I sent them to Jamie to have prepared for this amazing podcast of ours. But
is it possible we can pause the podcast and no, probably not.
You know what? I can't.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Look at that.
That's great.
Any story behind this guy?
Yeah, that guy's hat comes off, right?
Yep.
Show it again. Show it again.
And mom, so this hat comes off, and according to our mother, you can put whiskey in it, or basically it's for booze, I think. I'm sure if you tried to put liquid in it now, I'm sure there's cracks in it and it would seep out. But yeah. So.
And there were those ones that were like chefs that were like spaghetti. You put spaghetti in.
Yes.
So they look kind of like that, but
no, I don't have a picture of those.
Yeah, we just mentioned it on Sunday and I'd forgotten all about that. And
I don't know if mom even still has those, does she?
I don't know. Oh yeah.
That lady, yeah.
Dancers. Yeah. Ceramic.
Now, there was a male counterpart to this figure, but we no longer have it. Yeah, you know what? These are all ceramics, which is, I mean, other than the
well, how about that ashtray? How about the ashtray? Tell a story about that. You have that
the ashtray. Hold on. Now, the ashtray you show, it's got, there we go, Estes Park, Colorado. So that is a sombrero ashtray. That's it was not made by my grandmother, obviously, Estes Park, Colorado on there. But that was when our dad was a smoker. He would take that around the house and use that to dispose of his ashes. And at some point he gave up smoking because Rudy made him feel bad, or Jamie or somebody made him feel bad about smoking.
It's because you and your little girly asthma that you had.
No, one of you guys wrote a letter. One of you guys wrote an essay. One of you guys wrote an essay in school. I don't like it when my dad smokes. He's
I think that was
Rudy.
I drew the best part was I drew a picture with it. God, I wish we had that. I drew a picture.
I've seen it. It's somewhere.
It's great. It had pricklies all over because he would hug me and it scratched and it hurt. And he stunk. You sound like a gay. Yeah, I wrote that letter. But no, didn't he quit smoking? He quit smoking because of Andrew. Andrew was born.
Yes. I mean, maybe I remember him smoking
100%. Andrew was born. He quit smoking because he didn't care about us three. But then by the time Andrew came along,
better time to quit. Better quit now.
I got one more chance to do this right.
Yeah. By then, smoking was bad. Before they were having Marlboro ads on.
You know, the funny thing was though that we all took turns. We all took turns smelling the ashtray this past weekend, and sure enough, it did smell like our basement at our old house. So a little bit of nostalgia there.
Yeah, I think it smelled like cigarette smoke and butt, but
it smelled like the basement at our old house.
I think you guys need to explain where was this ashtray kept when we were growing up. It was kept in our bathroom at our old house. Right. Because it was kept in there because after dinner, Dad would go take a crap and smoke in the bathroom.
And he'd be in there for like an hour, like a long time.
And he wouldn't lock the door, so we would walk in.
Nobody locked the door, which was disgusting.
That was always the weirdest part, is that we didn't lock the door to our bathroom.
I locked the door.
I did.
Well, you locked the door because you were doing unspeakable things in the bathroom. But I mean,
which I think I talked about earlier on the podcast, where I bend over and look at my butthole through the
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. Is that how that goes?
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So I was a little, and I had just turned 18. So moving on.
Ooh, that's a Stein.
Oh, yeah.
German Stein.
the story behind that is that our father was stationed in Germany during Vietnam, and I guess his mother, our grandmother, had made a stein. I guess it's huge, and that lid, that top comes off. It's kind of bright. I can't tell what that top. What's on the top of it?
The same German guy that's featured on the bottom.
Ah, okay.
Scary German guy.
Okay.
I think that's. Never mind. I was going to make a Ben Stein joke there.
I've been thinking about one.
See, me and you.
Yeah.
These guys.
I'm terrified of taking too big of a swing, though.
Yeah, right. The only other picture I have that I took, which I don't know if any of us are drafting. You know what though? I could draft it on, based on the fact that I have daughters, but
that's mom's sewing kit, I think is what that is, and it's made of wicker. It has a piece of cloth around the outside, and that was just. I mean, you knew it. We know what it is by looking at it. It's mom's sewing basket.
You think inside?
Remember that tomato?
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. In it? Yeah. Is that still in there?
That's inside here, probably.
It probably is. I imagine that's a whole kit. I think
that comes. I would say that comes with it.
Is that part of the deal? You get the sewing basket. You get the pin cushion too.
And then mom had those old things that had the pictures of the drawings of like the women like in the dress that was on the package of like the dress that she was making. You know what I'm talking about?
Patterns that she would get from was like TGNY or whatever. Yeah, the patterns, because back in the
Sears Outlet. Sears Outlet. Did she get them from Sears Outlet at all?
I don't think so. I think it was like TGNY, Osco Drug. But it was the patterns because that was the thing in the 80s, to make your own clothes. Make costumes. Remember we had our costumes made one year? She made our costumes.
Oh yeah, Rachel Estrada made them.
Was it Rachel or was it mom?
Rachel Estrada made Andrew some of the coolest costumes.
She made all of my costumes. I just assumed that's how you got costumes. Was someone you had someone in your family? You had someone in your family who made them for you.
No, our parents would take us to TGNY, and we got those plastic pieces of crap that you basically were inhaling plastic like stuck onto your face.
Came in a cardboard, and you take the lid off, and in the costume, the bodysuit would have a picture of the person you were supposed to be. So like, if you were being, Raggedy Ann, it would have a picture of Raggedy Ann's face here, and give you a Raggedy Ann mask. That's stupid.
That's a hat on a hat.
But I just remember those strings. You'd pull them back to go put the mask on, and
man, they would cut me right over here.
I didn't even get the mask on.
It would stink from my breath all night walking, and the little hole in the mouth, and the air wasn't getting out, and it was disgusting. It was horrible. But then
brush your teeth.
But then Andrew comes along, and then Rachel starts making the costumes, and he was a cool Ninja Turtle. He was a devil once. That was awesome.
Devil. I remember the devil costume. Yeah.
Which those were good for Halloween night, but anytime I was just there at Rachel's house trying them on, they were very thick and itchy, and like because it was she's making them for October. Almost November, so they'd be very thick, very like I'm like the Power Rangers aren't fighting crime in fucking wool, like. Pardon
I don't recall Superman wearing a jacket. But I will say Rachel even made Parker. So Parker's now about to be 21, and she's been dancing since she was 3. Rachel made her first costume, her first dance costume, when she did Annie. She did the whole Hard Knock Life thing, and she had the best costume out of everybody. It was Rachel.
Rachel was good.
Rachel was good.
The wizard with the sewing machine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pour one out, Bob. I know you got a drink.
No water.
But
no, I think Bob's sobered up by now.
He drank it all. Yeah.
But yeah, so
what else are we gonna draft over? What else?
Are we gonna actually do a draft, or are we just talking about the potential?
I think we're just.
I thought we were gonna do like a mock draft.
We were going to, but Jamie screwed that up.
Screwed it up.
I hate you all.
Who are you looking at? Who's over there? You.
But you know what? I did want to ask I did want to ask Jamie about what he thinks is going to happen on tomorrow night, because you probably know college football. I don't know. Maybe I'm going out on a limb here, but
keep in mind, you're saying tomorrow night. It's going to be tonight because we're going to drop this tomorrow. So
pardon me, ruining the illusion.
But
yeah, what do you think is going to happen? Someone, because I do not follow college football at all.
I know,
maybe watch
sad
a little Mizzou, but that's it.
There was something, it was like the Royals were playing or something. There was something important going on. And here I was listening to a podcast about the Auburn spring game. And I'm like, oh my God, I really should follow like something else other than college. Yeah, that's basically all I do year round. But yes.
I remember Nate Bargatze once, because he's like a huge Vanderbilt fan, I think. And so he talked about how he would start following recruits or people who are like being recruited on Twitter and stuff, like 18-year-old high school kids. It's like just until they declare, and then I stop following this stupid kid. Like, you know, like
no, that's a thing.
Yeah,
that's a thing. Yeah, Bobby does that.
I was curious.
Bobby actually reaches out to him.
Shout out to Jackson Cantwell. You know, if he wants to go to Mizzou, you know, that would be great.
Tag him in the episode when you get a chance.
Let's do it.
And see, I literally hardcore baseball, man. Call me when I don't even want to see preseason football. Call me opening weekend, and I'm back on the Chiefs bandwagon. I don't give a crap about. I used to be really excited about the draft when they were up high and they had a chance to get a name that I recognized. But dude, I don't care who they're going to get at 32. I won't know him. I guarantee you, I won't know him.
Well, they also ruined it for a while there because they were trading away all their first round picks. So there's no point in watching, or at least for me, because I don't watch college football. So this is me learning who some of these people are, and I'll watch them.
I tell you what, you get into it, you'll get hooked. It's insane. But yeah, Williams going 1, Jaden Dane. Well, should go 2.
Williams is going to go 1.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels 2. Yeah.
Who? Jaden Dane, really?
And then Drake
should. But I don't know about Drake May. I don't know.
And honestly, I don't think. I mean, you got to pick them if you're a team that's in a position that needs a quarterback. You can't not pick them. But in regard, like when I see like Kyler Murray getting a huge contract, it's just a waste of time. You're not Patrick Mahomes, so
you have to keep taking shots at a quarterback until you finally have that guy. Even though if you just suck insane, then once you finally found that guy, then like, okay, now I can start building my team.
I think there's a handful of quarterbacks in the league right now that can win a Super Bowl if the team puts the right pieces around him. But there's others that, you know, Kyler Murray's never going to do it.
Kirk Cousins ain't going to do it.
Kirk Cousins will never do it. So why does he keep getting a contract like that?
The one that kills me is Daniel Jones.
I was about to say Daniel Jones.
That blows my mind. I don't even count him. That's why I didn't think of him, because he's not even a real quarterback. Like what are the Giants doing? That's insane to me. But like I think, you know, Jalen Hurts could probably do it. Justin Herbert could probably do it if you get the right pieces. Lamar Jackson. There's a few of them. Joe Burrow, of course. I could probably even see Lawrence doing it, but
they're all in the AFC.
Dak Prescott's never going to do it. Sorry, Quentin. Never, ever. Dak Prescott will never do it. So I don't know. I don't know what some of these people are doing with these contracts, but like you said, you got to keep drafting until you get the right one. I mean,
I'll be sitting there watching every minute of it.
I thought that I would be as well until I realized that one of my coworkers scheduled a dinner meeting for 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night. And I only realized it today. And so I text my sons and my wife, and I think one of my boys suggested that I fake diarrhea to get out of the meeting.
That was tough.
Or it'll be more fun if you get real diarrhea, like eat something, you know, very delicious and then just have real diarrhea.
Xavier said, if you tell them you have diarrhea, they should understand.
That was one thing.
If I you want to say out loud.
No, see, that's the thing. If you want to get out of something and you're worried about, I don't want to call in sick. No, tell them, dude, I'm having diarrhea. It's all over the place. They don't want to talk about that anymore. They're like, okay, take care of your stuff. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, Xavier says, shoot, go into the office and then go home in the middle of the day because you're going to poop yourself. This is what my kids are telling me to do tomorrow.
Maybe poop yourself.
Yeah, you might have to go the full deal.
Full Monty.
Seems like I have to really be committed. Yeah, I'm just like, or
you pooped your pants at school one time, didn't you? I mean, you had done it before, so there's a precedent.
Yes. Oh, we want to talk pooping pants, huh? Do we? I don't think anybody on here hasn't pooped their pants, have they?
I haven't pooped my pants.
Quentin had to wear the poop clothes home from school, like the lost and found because he pooped himself.
So everybody in the school knows that he's walking around in those clothes that have been in the principal's office because he shit himself.
Quentin, why are you waiting out by the principal's office for your dad to come wearing lost and found clothes that are way too big for you? I crap my pants kind of thing. Yeah.
I, in alternate turns, pooped myself at school and puked on myself at school.
Jesus, what is wrong?
But we know
at the same time?
No, 2 different times.
In a row?
We know Jamie's pooped himself.
Oh yeah, all the time.
No,
if pooping your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
I have ripped my pants.
I ripped my pants.
When we go back to Worlds of Fun stories, I'll tell you about a diarrhea story that's really bad. It didn't happen. It wasn't me with the diarrhea, but I had to deal with the aftermath.
That's what we call a cliffhanger.
Anyway, so who do you guys think is getting drafted? The Chiefs are taking tomorrow, first round.
Johnny Joe Rutherford. He's out of Pittsburgh, and he's a tight end. And
this guy's a dumb.
I really think he's
stupid.
They do need to start looking for a replacement for Kelsey. That's for sure.
You should trade up and get Brock Bowers.
Did you say Rutger Hauer?
Brock Bowers.
Oh, Brock Bowers. Who's that? Is he what
tight end?
What team does he play for?
Why don't you go Mimis and just wake up?
What's funny is I came to this like being ignorant, like not knowing anything about college football, but I do think I maybe know more than you just because I've been watching First Things First and listening to Stephen St. John.
I watch First Things First. I love that show during football season. I'll watch a little bit about or not First Things First. Is that the one with Nick Wright? Yeah. Okay. He's too much of a LeBron James fan. I love how much of a fan he is of Mahomes. I hate LeBron James. LeBron James. He's horrible.
Oh, I just fast forward through all the basketball talk.
No, I like basketball talk. I can't have somebody blowing smoke about LeBron James.
Sure.
And LeBron James. And so, So and why don't they talk baseball? Why does nobody talk baseball?
I know.
Because it's boring.
Boring.
We did a whole podcast on it. You're not really making people want to go listen to it. No, I mean, like I said, when I'm in the middle of football season, let's go. I'm ready. That's awesome. It's fun. But
you might as well, with your football talk, you might as well have just said, get to the game.
No, dude.
EA Sports, get to the game. That's about how knowledgeable you sounded there.
No, I think, but I mean, my takes on, quarterbacks and stuff, I think I'm pretty, we should turn this into a sports talk show, guys. Yeah. Like why? So what position of need do you think they should draft receiver because Rashee Rice is a moron, or do you think they should go left tackle?
Is that to me?
That's to the field.
I would like to see a wide receiver because they always need one and they always take one in the second round, and then Sky Moore didn't really work out. Rashee Rice is good, but now he's going to be probably suspended. And I don't know if you're going to want to sign him to a second contract if that's the kind of decision making. I mean, maybe, but maybe you let him walk. They don't sign. They hardly sign anybody. But I would like to see like either Ladd McConkey, just because I like the name. I would call him probably McConkey. Just spitballing here.
McConkey. That sounded very racist.
I don't know. Just I'm trying to meet you guys at your level here.
I want Bruce Koskiowski.
San Francisco University.
I'm Pepe Luepi. I kick the ball.
Was Bruce Koskiowski a tight end?
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
Does anybody even know what reference that is? I mean, that's,
no, I'm sure that
I played for Vanessa him as Epperman doing the fishing the fish.
So for
I
all
haven't seen
She
that.
thought that was hilarious.
For those of you that don't know,
Filter's gonna get dirty.
Stand up in like 30 years. I have 40 years. I haven't seen that. Stand
Google or look up on YouTube Bob Nelson, comedy stand up, whatever.
Dangerfield special.
One night it was,
Well, if you're looking for that one, there's football because he had one special that's all him. That's where he does the fish tank, the football.
he does. I got a pantomime piece, and I talk during it.
And then on
is he still alive?
I think I looked him up once. I think he is.
Did he just hang it up? I mean, he was like a god.
What I love is because I listen to a lot of comedy podcasts with stand-ups who have been working for years and years and years, and he'll come up just when they're talking about people they used to work with in the 80s, but no one ever
says what he's doing these days.
Yeah.
Huh.
Bruce Oski.
Because then there was, what was it, Jeff's Gym from the Dangerfield special.
Oh, he's hitting me.
And I'm thinking in my head, $5
$5 a shot. Oh my god!
I think we officially jumped the shark there. We started with went from Blockbuster to Bob Nelson and Roaches, and
don't forget about Grumpy Old Men
and Ponos.
And Ponos. One of these days, we should keep track somehow of all the different topics we touch on. And what is our highest, our most diverse episode?
I picture that meme of Charlie Day with all the yarns on pictures and he's trying to explain it to people. That's kind of where we go.
Sylvia.
We should do a Quit Acting Stupid award this week, though.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about it. Who are we giving it to?
It's kind of old now, but last week I was thinking we could go
the baseball player,
Jason Kelsey, the baseball player I posted on Facebook, Nestor
Cortez.
Yeah, what the hell was he doing? Jason Kelsey, though, the whole and I didn't realize they did a live New Heights show in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the gimmick was, what the game they were playing, but there was a blow up pool full of Skyline chili, and they were doing something, but the idiot lost his freaking Super Bowl ring. Like he lost the Super Bowl ring in the pool of chili, and he said they spent hours looking for it, couldn't find it. Literally everything's in the garbage in the dump, and he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring anymore. Like,
how do you not immediately see that your ring is like
slipping?
Like off, and you're like, oh, it must be in that chili. Like, because like I knew I lost my wedding ring. It's in the Pacific Ocean, but I knew that, okay,
at least I know where it's at.
Yeah, but it's a little bit too big to look for.
Just when he goes there, there's this new guy doing it. Yeah, I don't know how you don't feel that.
And I can't imagine that Jason Kelsey has skinny fingers.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, probably not. He's probably got sausage fingers.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I take my watch off before I get in the shower. I think I would take my rings off before I got in a vat of chili.
I can't. Like I said, I lost my because I was on the beach and my hands were full of sand, and I just reached down to rinse them off in the water, and didn't even feel it, like, because the water was so cold. I guess my fingers shrunk and the ring just completely came off at some point. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
it's because you're skin and bones.
So go ahead, wrap it.
No, I was just gonna say other topics that we didn't really get to touch base on. Which,
or should we save those for next time?
No, because they're already old as it is. We didn't have a show last week. Just my rundown segment. I wanted to touch on. We don't have to touch on any of them.
The rundown with Rudy.
The rundown. Rudy's rundown.
Don't touch on.
We got the WNBA draft and Caitlin Clark's salary. I think I make more than her, which is. Well, not now that she signed the Nike contract. Not now that she signed the Nike contract, but Caitlin Clark, her pay. Taylor Swift album came out last week. My daughter's a big fan. Bobby, you showed that quote. I don't know if you could pull it up real quick on your phone and show it.
Yeah.
Or just read it. But I definitely I definitely felt seen in that for sure. I think our whole podcast is based around what she was kind of.
So I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not sure she actually said this.
Oh, sure.
But it was on the internet, so it must be true. It says the worst kind of this just totally makes me think of this podcast. The worst kind of person is someone who makes you feel bad, dumb, or stupid for being excited about something.
So I think
that's Rudy.
That is what we do.
That's what we do. Like wearing Zubas and painting your face and wearing, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely felt seen after I read that. I can't remember what else I had.
So now that I read the Taylor Swift quote, we can actually tag her in this as well, and we can get all her.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. Like, yeah, I don't want to get the Swifties on our ass, but because I actually enjoyed the album, I thought it was good. I also enjoyed then going to X and watching people like literally break down over the lyrics, and it was insane. I can't believe all the Easter eggs. But good for them. Yeah, the Easter eggs. Easter eggs.
Don't.
Jamie's
oh God. It's getting. You're going to get me so worked up with rage that I'm not going to be able to sleep for another hour. Easter eggs. Good God.
Jamie's not a fan of the Easter eggs.
No, I'm not a fan of people who are like, and there's 47.
No, you look like the skipper from Gilligan's Island.
Hey, little buddy.
So
I was going to ask you guys though. I heard on a podcast there was a question that they asked each other, and they all went around. And it was like, if you had one show that you could totally wipe your brain out and experience all over again, what would it be? Now that would probably take us another half hour to answer, but it was like, boom! I need to bring that up with you guys.
You should bring that up at an hour 20 into the podcast.
Hold on. Maybe you should bring that up, and that's something we should reflect on.
Everybody go home.
It's supposed to be like a spur of the moment thing, like boom, like what I mean?
The last thing in my rundown, by the way, just so I can delete this off my phone, was Messi. Messi, the greatest soccer player in the world, came to our city, and I don't think any of us really cared.
Am I the only one? I do take joy out of Sporting KC losing. Like, I want them to lose all the time.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And gosh, okay. So I went to a Sporting KC game a couple years ago, probably many years ago, because the tickets were given to me. I didn't purchase them, of course. I would never do that. But I went to a game, and one of my major beefs with soccer is all just the faking and the and they just lay on the ground and then they pop back up and everything's fine. Like, it's just so blatantly stupid, and I don't see how you can't correct that. But anyways, so that was my issue going into the game. Then I go to the game in Johnson County and sit in Sporting, Children's Mercy, whatever, and all the fans around me are the exact same way. Like, the whistle's blown or a blue card, whatever the hell they show cards.
Red card.
So I knew blue card was wrong. I said that on purpose. But yeah, red, yellow, whatever. But and then the fans are
red
like,
jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
The fans are like, oh, that's crap, that's bull crap. But then if one of the Wizards do it, or one of the Wiz do it, then it's okay. Like, oh, okay, he's hurt. Oh my God, he's hurt. No, he's not, you moron. They're all faking. What are we doing? Like, stop. It's stupid. So the fans are just as big of fakers as the players on the field. And,
you should make a diss track.
We should.
We should make a diss track about it. Ooh, diss. I'm gonna diss them.
One last thing.
So, are we saying we have beef with soccer? Do we have a beef?
I have beef with Taylor Swift or with beef tracks.
I don't have a beef with any.
Or diss tracks.
I beef with beef tracks. Beef cake.
That sounds yummy, actually.
Oh, I was.
One last thing.
I thought that was what you find in your underwear.
Beef tracks. Oh man, did you hear that beef? So Messi, real quick, and I'm done with Messi. It's Lionel. It's Lionel Richie, then it's Lionel Messi. It's not Lionel or Lionel or how do they pronounce it the stupidest? I don't care where he's from. If it's spelled Lionel, I'm gonna call him Lionel. So
his mama named him Lionel. I'm gonna call him Lionel.
It's Lionel Messi. I don't care what you want to call him.
Did you was it Rudy and Jamie that went to Red, White, and Boom with me where we saw Lionel Richie perform?
I took you to a Britney Spears concert.
Yes, you did. But didn't we go?
Of course you did.
Of course you did. Yeah,
that
was my first concert.
We had great seats too.
They were. But you just somebody, because obviously I didn't go by myself. I think Rudy went with me, but I thought two of you did.
I've been to multiple Red, White, and Booms. I think I've seen Smash Mouth and Billy Idol.
Okay.
And
Lionel Richie performed, and he told a story about how he knows when he's in the Midwest because people call him Lionel.
Lionel.
or maybe it was the South, or I don't know what it was, but
that's Lionel. So it's Lionel Messi is my thing. But anyways,
Lionel, hey Lionel.
God bless the Wiz, and God bless Caitlin Clark fans and Taylor Swift fans and Lionel Messi fans. It's just not our bag, I guess.
God bless anyone who's still listening.
Here's to diss tracks and beefs.
I mean, to me, if you've got a beef, we should call this episode beef. If you've got a beef,
what's for dinner?
If you got a beef with how much money Caitlin Clark makes, I just want to ask you, do you subscribe to the WNBA League Pass? I didn't think so.
Do they have a League Pass?
Gotcha journalism at its finest.
Hey, drop your mic.
So I paid too much money for this mic. I think she's a great shooter. She's a great passer. She lacks a little on the defensive end, I think. But yeah, come on, support. How many WNBA jerseys do you have?
Wrong with that?
Exactly. So, guys, I think I'm all out. That's my Rudy rundown for this week.
Jeez.
Oh man.
All right. Well,
we were talking about what's her name? Taylor Swift. I don't know if you can see this. This is a birthday invite. I thought this was really well done. It's Kaylee's cousin's daughter. So it's the birthday era, and it's a ticket. And
that's kind of cool.
I should probably cross out those details so people don't just show up randomly.
I think we're all gonna that RSVP number on there. I think we're all gonna call it as soon as we get off here. But I will say Macy's a huge Taylor Swift fan. Like I said, I have no issues with Taylor Swift. I think she's great. Macy had a shirt on today that says "I'm in my double digits era." So one last shout out. My daughter, my baby girl turned 10 today, and she's all grown up, and she's grown up, and she's grown up. So happy birthday, Mace.
Happy birthday, Macy. We sang to her before we went on air. We sang to her.
We did. Hopefully she's in bed upstairs. So yeah. But I think I'm canceling her party this weekend, but we can talk about that later. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do we exhaust all of our opinions for?
I've got 19 episodes worth of stuff to I'm ready to go. We can keep going, but
we can't wait to go.
Mimi's.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Can't wait to hear what you have to think about our first 19 episodes, but we'll save some of those for next time.
Sure.
So new exit, for my brothers Jamie, my brothers Rudy, and my brothers Andrew, Andy. Until next time, just say quit acting stupid.